by the way. Thanks for all the new subs and comments. I read all of the comments and they encourage me to put out more content for you guys. Thanks a ton. You want to go ahead and tell us what this ship's about?
So this is the Brontes. That's a Greek name. It means thunderous. I thought it was fitting because of the amount of turrets it has. Its interior is kind of plain at the moment. It's just a lot of components and batteries mostly. There's 6 generators, 6 fuel cells with 18 generators here at the back. No radiator, sadly. I didn't know how that works when I built this. Here at the front is the cockpit. Kind of unprotected, but it's kind of hidden as well. There's a very low field of view, but people don't really see it at first glance that that's the cockpit. They would think it's like, I don't know, somewhere else, I would assume. Yeah, on top you have one big turret that has a seat, so you can control all the other turrets. I can just go ahead and demonstrate that right now. So usually these work with binds, but I don't have them bound right now. And yeah, and you can shoot them all at once, which it does do a lot of very long bursts because of all the batteries I got.
Right.
And the bottom is basically the same thing, except instead of a big turret, you have a smaller turret. I don't know why, because I just thought that would be fitting. You have a lot of empty hard points here on the side. These are for the mining version of the ship. That is the Brontes M. And these are where the resource bridges are. Yeah, it's quite fast as well when it's empty. And that's pretty much all about this version of the ship. Taking it into battle 2 times was not very efficient against hundreds of fighters. But as soon as there's bigger ships, I'm pretty sure this is going to be a good design.
And as soon as they add armor too as well, right?
Oh, armor as well, yes.
Cool. You want to show us the mining ship now?
Yes, of course.
Alright, so go ahead and tell me about this bad boy.
So it's basically the same ship as the other one, the Brontes M, this one. It has a nice cockpit, but a lack of turrets compared to the other one. It is intended for mining. The inside, the front part where the batteries were, is now completely filled with cargo crates. It is 2 less fuel cells and less reactors as well, since mining doesn't need as much power as hundreds of turrets. Same amount of propellant here. It's 2 medium tanks for both versions. There's more thrusters in the back for that extra carrying capacity. I can't find the door on my own ship. There we go. The door also is really cool. It's the same one in both versions. I'm really happy with how it turned out. It just kind of hides itself away into the hole, and then it pops out like that.
Super nice.
As you can see, there's also the resource bridges that I talked about.
Okay. Any reason why you use triangle versus box?
Basic, it's just empty. Oh, these are triangle thrusters.
Okay.
Yeah, all of them.
Is this for like speed? Because aren't triangle thrusters less efficient with fuel?
They're actually more fuel efficient, but they have a little bit less thrust. But if you have a lot of them, then they're actually a lot better than the box thrusters, since the boxes are big.
Oh,
very
okay.
big.
Okay.
Yeah, so I use these ones now mostly. It's the same amount of maneuvering thrusters as well, I believe. And yeah, the cockpit is in the top, which I think looks a lot better than on the combat version. I think this cockpit is a very nice addition to the mining version.
I think so too. It's a great ship overall. Let me go ahead and check out the cockpit here.
Yeah, you can just fly up. There's no stairs or anything.
Sweet. And how much are these ships going for respectively as of now?
You mean cost-wise?
Yeah.
This one I actually haven't checked. It's gonna be probably around 7 million, considering what the other one costs, because the other one is about 14 million right now, which I presume is all the guns.
Right.
Yeah. So not all that expensive. It's only 40 crates, but that's enough for me, since I'm not very patient with mining. So yeah, don't need 400 crates.
All right. Is there anything that you want to shout out, faction-wise, group-wise, for this game?
My faction at the moment is Darkstar Imperium. I'm more of a solo player.
Okay, sweet.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you so much for that, man.
Of course.
You want to go ahead and explain the overall concept of your ship and what it does?
Yeah, sure. KOIOS Transferens is a small mining ship, but it packs 80 cargo containers, and it's quite fast. We didn't measure the speed yet, but I guess it's around 90-95 meters per second. It packs like 8 large box thrusters and 8 triangle thrusters to balance between the expenditure of propellant and fuel rod. The ship itself is made for speed, maneuverability, and that's why it's short and bulky, so you can easily navigate through the asteroid field. And these range finders set to 100 meters help you achieve maximum speed through very dense asteroid field, because you can react quickly and avoid the asteroids using the field that these beams form. It also packs all 3 types of cargo that the game at this point is offering to players. It's 80 cargo containers, there are 2 cargo beam locks on the sides, and there are 3 cargo frame locks. 1 on top, 1 on bottom of the ship, and 1 inside for personal gear like extra tools and stuff like that. As mining ship, it has, of course, on all sides these transfer points where you can attach, and on top of it, it has 1 small plasma gun here, which you can actually control to aim and shoot the asteroid so it cracks. And now let's go inside. The ship only requires 1 fuel chamber and 2 generators to operate on optimal fuel consumption. It also has 1 enhancer level 2 to lower the propellant consumption, and 2 of these cooling racks with 6 cells active. And on the back, you have a cooling cell rechargers, so you can rotate the cooling cells and never buy them again. Ship also packs 4 batteries. They are kinda just, when you are mining, you lower your rate of fuel consumption and just operate on batteries while they slowly recharge, which you can monitor on these engineering panels. This lever actually controls your entire fuel consumption. And as you can see, it's required only to pull it down or to press the generator button to reset the lever, and your ship is wasting no fuel. And now you can fly totally on batteries to mine the asteroids, and you need maybe only 1-2% to keep it that way. So it's very, very fuel efficient. Inside here, you also have 16 cargo containers that fit it. And on top of this part here, you have a small YOLO chip where you can add your script.
Very nice.
On the back, you have 4 main fuel tanks, which are your primary fuel, and 3 extra fuel rods. And on the front here, you have 1 fuel tank that is always closed on reserve. So in case you forget yourself or fall asleep while flying to the asteroid field,
Yeah.
so you can go home.
Yeah.
And as you can see, there is always tools bolted inside the ship all around in case you lost.
Very nice.
And that's it.
When you're basically flying in the asteroid belt, I tend to fly a little bit further than the average field. But you get the bigger asteroids, which is basically the primary objective for this type of hauler, in essence. Thanks to the laser finders, you can get a grasp of how far they are and what side they're located on. And I find it actually is very user-friendly to guide it a little bit on the sides. Well, you can just basically hop off the cockpit, and if somebody's accompanying you, can jump off and just immediately on the side, left and right, can start mining and disassembling it. It has strafing mechanisms, so if it's a little bit too far out, you can just use strafing to left, right, up, down, basically wherever you want to go, to get a little bit closer. So that's very friendly for the user.
So you want to go ahead and show me some cool features of the ship, such as your crawl space?
Oh yes, definitely. So of course there's a little hidden button that opens up, which has a magnificent door. And once you get inside, there's cabling is very handy. You see where the cable is heading towards, so it's really friendly in performance. I mean, for the recabling if something is broken or to detect any problems.
Right.
And even at the back, have a little sneak peek in here. Right?
Sure.
There's some cool cabling at the back. You can get the computer here, and for the rest of the thrusters.
Very nice.
So in essence, you can get everywhere without too much of a hassle of detaching or disassembling major parts.
Which makes it super convenient for repairing or upgrading.
Exactly.
Very nice. All right.
There we go. I need to up the speed on this stuff.
Wow, what a nice ride you have, man.
Thanks. Wanna hop in?
Sure, yeah. Let's do it.
Okay, let's go then.
All right. So you want to go ahead and just tell me about this spacecraft you have here?
Alright, so it's basically a hover car. It's heavily inspired by the DeLorean from Back to the Future. You can see by the thrusters on the back.
Yeah.
It is pretty zippy, the new version. The two boxes. Has two small fuel tanks. Has auto landing. It has hover mode. It basically does it all. It's meant as a personal transport vehicle, basically, for me, to drive around on one of the moons in the future.
How long did it take you to build this?
Ooh, I think there would have to be some 10 to 15 hours.
10 to 15 hours? Nice, okay.
Including the former model, the slower one.
And how much does it cost to produce out the ship editor?
It is currently 650,000 credits.
That's
which,
not bad.
I would say that isn't too bad for a small personal transport vehicle.
That's
So
nice, man.
you'd have to ask that to the new people, because they have to grind in the new economy. The only real feature it has around here is the open doors.
Super
And
cool.
then it has the rangefinders, which show the height above the ground, which I can turn on separately now, as well as thrust, and it currently also has up and down movement, which I added in the recent version. Okay, so hold on, let me put it up a little bit.
I'll go ahead and hop out so I can see it from the outside.
Sure, let me check how high it is. That should be alright. Okay, so this is basically the auto-land feature. It turns everything on, aligns itself a little bit, and it slowly starts going down. Which is, it is a bit slow still, I need to work on that, but everything is still up to tune. So the whole point of it is basically indeed to just cruise around like you're on the road. And I need to turn on slow mode for that. But it is basically meant to just drive around a bunch.
So cool. All right, so is there anything else you would like to promote or shout out?
Yeah, if people are interested, I stream a lot on Twitch, mostly Starbase and some other games as well. But it's mostly Starbase content, so if you want to see me build cars like this, be sure to check it out. That's twitch.com/Senk_I.
All right. Well, awesome. Thank you so much for showing me this ship. And
Alright, no problem.
hope
Thanks
to
for
see
checking
you
it
in the
out.
future.
Yeah, we definitely will, I bet. Alright. Oh crap. Crap, okay, let's do that again.